Right, hello. I've got a lot of background noise. I don't know what that is. Is that my fan turned on? Right, something's not right, and I don't know what it is. Right, I might have to reset this, guys. Right. There's something not right here at all. I don't know what's going on. Hello. Right. Right. I think we're on. Right, guys, I'm going to have to reset this again. Give me 3 minutes and I'll be back on. Right, I'm back live. I had a load of static in the background, so I'm on now, which is a good thing. I don't know what was going on there, so I apologise for that. So Doctor Who tonight was very impressive. I have to say I was quite amazed by what was sort of going on, really. It was, right, that was the problem. Right, sorry about that. Doctor Who was incredible tonight. I thought it was really good. So let me just go back to StreamYard. Right, here we go. Right, so hello, JKS. Right, nothing's wrong. No, it's my connection. CXCX, hello. Yeah, I thought it was a great episode when the Master came through the vortex at the end. That was just totally, utterly mind-blowing. Yes, Ryan. I think Ryan's going to get it next week. I think one of them's going to die, you know. I don't know, I just got a feeling there's going to be a price to pay and the Doctor's going to suffer. Hello, Jake Elliott. Hello, everybody. Hope you've had a great week. And it's all been a bit crazy. So sorry, I had to cut off. I had all this static noise coming and I figured it out. So that's gone now. So as far as I know, I am live. So tonight's episode, The Ascension of the Cybermen. I'm fascinated by him who was like, you know, when it's going around with a human cyber face. I mean, and what would he do into the other Cybermen as well? It's like he had that one. You had like the 80s Cybermen, you know, with the eyes here, the look of them. and he were making them scream. So obviously, there's something not right with him. He must be slightly different because he seems to have like emotions. The Cyber and the Master. I like the Cybermen. I think they're dead cool. I think that it's nice to bring back the original ones, you know, which I'm really sort of happy about. When I saw the 80s ones tonight, I just jumped for joy. I really did, because they were my Cybermen, you know, and it was great seeing them. I know that they've vamped them up, but, you know, the faceplates and the eyes and everything was just great. But I think next week there might be a cyber revolution against, you know, the insane Cyberman is the Master. Well, and what's going on? So I don't think we're going to get any Doctor Who next week, you know. I don't think there's going to be any. I think Doctor Who's for next series and Captain Jack, you know. Captain Jack. I don't think JKSW. I don't think Captain Jack's going to be in it. I think Captain Jack and Doctor Who for being that's the next storyline for the next series. That's to get you hooked, you know, because ratings have been abysmal apparently. James get the fifth. What the fuck? Is the Master the yoga? I don't know. Again, I don't know. And what's going on on Earth? Is that the Timeless Child, where they found that kid in a kid and he became a copper? And then there was all that strange stuff going on in back room when he retired. What was all that about? You can't remember anything. I mean, what's going on? And then we get the big revelation at the end through the vortex is Gallifrey. Maybe that old dude's the Time Lord. So is the entire what's left of human race living on Gallifrey? Oh no, this is insane, right? What if Time Lords are humans? This is all some weird that they descend from human race or something like this through some. Oh no, no, I'm just making that up. That's totally bonkers, isn't it? That after the Great Cyber War, that the human race that went through the rift, and they've gone so back in Gallifrey's past they become Time Lords, but that'd be insane, wouldn't it? So I mean they can't do that. That's just come out of my head now, so take no notice. At least he is in it. Yes, I'm so glad the Master's in it, definitely. I'm just getting through all these notifications. This episode was an amazing, and what a cliffhanger. I agree, Joel, and welcome to the channel. It was absolutely superb. I was at the edge of my seat watching this tonight. You know, this series, as I will say, there's been probably two bad sort of episodes in this series. Well, 3. But I have to say, I have thoroughly enjoyed this series. Just why couldn't they get it like this last time? I mean, the thing is, we don't know what to expect. I've quite enjoyed about this. Doctor Who's been quite unpredictable each week, you know. But tonight, you know, it's just been pretty incredible. It really, really has. I mean, can they keep it up next week in the big final? That's the problem. JK said with the 5th, nothing's wrong on me. Oh no, it was my problem with the it was coming from I had a lot noise coming through. Hey up and alright, hang on. Hi Ryan, how are you? I hope you're well. Hey up from me and the missus. Hope you're well. I hope you're alright, kidder. You can't get any more northern than that. My best to you both. JSKW White, Spank Me Santa. What an episode, top class. I totally agree, bud. It was spectacular episode, it really was. Right, hey up our kid. Hi Daniel, how are you? We spoke earlier today, didn't we? Martin, hello Martin, what did you think about the last episode? Picard? I thought it was great. I thought it was superb. The series can't get any better for me, buddy. You know, I really can't. The conspiracy, I'm really into it. Samuel Pans, I think the police guy's dad is the lone Cyberman, as I think the face along the same. That'd be interesting. Then so is all that like a virtual reality? Maybe all that's in the mind. You know, maybe all that's in the mind. All that. Hi Jude, how are you? I personally believe that the humans who fled the cyber war became the Time Lords. I just said that 5 minutes ago. It came into my head pretty crazily, you know. Football comps. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to eat my toenail. I think that's how I were going to do. Why can't we get quality like this every bloody week? And the sad thing is, it's losing an audience and it's picking up. Oh God. JKSW. I only thought the Master was the old guy before it was revealed. Yeah, I think it's a Time Lord. I think there's something about this rift. Maybe what if the human race become Time Lords? What if it's us? We create the Time Lords? Oh, God, that'd be crazy. I personally believe humans of the cyber war became the Time Lord. Yeah. I'm not, Jude, it seems to be pointing that way, because when we saw Gallifrey and then the Master jumped through, so the human race could be the father race to the Time or the mother race to the Time Lords. I mean, that's going to be crazy. That's why they've got interesting sort of stuff going on. Daniel, I also feel as long as I've got Time Lords are descended from you. Well, after tonight's episode, Daniel, it does open the possibility. I'll tell you, some of the fandom be kicking tables over tonight over this revelation. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, it was a big one, wasn't it? Sorry for my language. I'm definitely going to watch that again tonight, you know. Hi Harry, what the hell was that B plot line with Brendan though? I don't know. That didn't make any sense to me. Unless that's, like somebody said earlier in the stream, that you know where that kid could be that Cyberman. And what if all this could be in the mind, you know, like a Cyberman? All this could be inside the Siberian thing. You know, it might all be like the Matrix sort of thing. I don't know what all that was about, because I was sat watching it and then we got the weird ending. It reminded me of a bit Torchwood ending, sort of that. And I found all that a bit weird. You know, so I don't know, but obviously I thought, is it the Timeless Child? You know, but there's going to be I don't think there's Doctor Who next week. There's too much going on to fit that subplotting as well. You know, the whole Doctor Who thing. And the Captain Jack. I think it's for next series. I really do think that's all for next series. Andrew, yeah, I thought the cliffhanger was mine, but yeah, but what's next week going to be like? You know, are we going to get a substandard episode next week? Just some guy, how are you? I've just watched the first 5 Picards. I'm now up to date. Impressive dark, very shadow, Romulan Federation, collaboration, human data, tech hybrids, working on a seized ball cube. Oh, yes. Just some guy, you've nailed it. Yeah, did you say a lot of people complain about his eyeball being ripped out? You know that Echeb, I couldn't stand Echeb anyway. So, but you see when they ripped his eyeball out, that was nasty, wasn't it? But roll on next week. Doctor Who season 11 and 12 are worse. Doctor Who saying, have you seen tonight's episode, Jen? You're going to be impressed. You know, but it is losing ratings in the UK, Jen. I mean, it is sinking fast. A lot of people, but unfortunately, it's starting to get very good. I mean, after tonight's episode, apart from the B plot it was running along next to it, was absolutely marvellous. JK, so, oh my God, Matt, I agree that the guy getting electrocuted is the Cyberman. Well, that's why he's gay. I think that you made a point. I think it's a Matrix thing now, because it just don't make any sense, that B plot. Because I was thinking, because last week we saw the Timeless Child, didn't we, for a couple of about 4 seconds, and I thought, and then this kid was dumped on in a basket like Moses or whatever, and we sort of got to that point, didn't we, that I thought, here we go, is this the Timeless Child? Because you know that clock the game, I thought it might have been one of them Time Lord chameleon devices, you know, but It won't. So I don't know. It's there's a lot of needs answering. I do. Hang on. Let's get the guy getting. Hang on, Jane. I'm catching up. Jane, because tonight's episode was very good, Jane. It really was. It was incredibly. It had a lot going on, especially the ending as well. I do like the new master. I've got to admit, he's really good at it. Andrew, I do think we'll find out the roof doctor. Maybe. I can't. Well, it's a lot to fit in, isn't it? I mean, we've got enough going on at the moment, but there's going to be a lot to fit in there, isn't there? Next week. But maybe they will. Maybe they've got it all worked. Obviously, they've got it all worked out. I'm hoping that the Doctor Who thing is in the next series. I did like Doctor Who, though. I mean, she was good. Jessica, season was crap, but season 12. I agree. I want to buy Saipan season 11. I was on the verge of turning it off. Honestly, it was so bad, and it was so politically. I don't do politics, but it was patronising. It was. Jane, now I'm out. Are you really? Well, I give it a go, Jane. I mean, I totally get where you're coming from. But tonight's episode, I mean, if they could do it at that level every week, I think we'd all be hooked. But I think they've suffered so much damage after last season. If this rating continues getting Doctor Who will be cancelled. Well, that's the thing, Jane. Jodie Whittaker could be the last Doctor for the next decade, and personally, I don't want to see it get cancelled. I don't. I just want to see get the decent writers in. Andrew Dexter, policeman came back to life like Captain Jack. Yeah, didn't you get it? And Andrew, do you know that scene at end where they got that photo him and they put him on the electrodes in it? It reminded me of an episode of Torchwood with Captain Jack where he was in a similar situation, where he sort of discovered Victorian Torchwood. It was sort of Torchwood-ish, But I think it's like they're in some kind of matrix or something, and maybe that's inside his mind. I don't know. Jessica, the fifth storytelling is shit. Well, I think that this series has been a lot better. It's been unpredictable, and look, compared to the last, the early days of Tennant and Capaldi, and of course this compared that have held the line well. Again, the last season did so much damage, didn't it? Brendan was given a clock that has to be significant. I'm thinking Time Lord. Oh, what? The Celestial Intervention Agency. Harry, I've not heard of them in a long time. I remember the CIA, the Celestial Intervention Agency. God, you're going back there with that one. So, and right, I'm back to you guys. It'll be interesting to see what comes this series and what comes next. Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm hoping. Oakland, hey Martin, I've finally gone. Hi, yeah, how are you? It's good to hear from you. What did you think of tonight's episode? Andrew, did you watch Haunting of Gladstone Villa? No. Oh, you mean last week's one? Yes, I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I did, yeah. I only caught it on Wednesday, Hi, Cockwood. What did you think? I really enjoyed this episode. It was the crown. I think it was up there with the first two parts. This one definitely, I'd say, definitely we've had this series, Snow clips. Yes, I do. Smoke, yes. But I thought tonight roll on next week. I believe I think they should have finished in the would I say, you know. Your mic is very loud, Matt, and it's distorting. Right, hang on. How's that now? Is that better? Is that better? Your mic, clips. It could make you very ill. Yeah, that's true. I am stopping. I've cut down quite a lot, so, but I don't drink and I go to the gym and I do loads of other stuff. So, but yeah, you're right. I think it's the last of the vices, really. But you're right. I will be stopping this year. That's the plan. Using a vaporizer as well. Well, getting there, but it's willpower at the end of the day, innit? Spank me Santa, everything new in this episode was so cool. Oh yeah, the cyber drones, I loved them. They reminded me of Handles, you know, with Matt Smith. I would like to buy some cyber drones. Yeah, I'd like a couple of cyber drones. I bet they'll be coming out soon, them, you know. I bet some toy companies got onto that. I haven't watched Picard or Doctor won't be watching Dark Matter again. Oh, I love Dark Matter. Dark Matter's superb. I can't. Do you know it's crazy? It's Dark Matter. You know, I bought all 3 seasons of it and they cancelled it, and I can't. I don't know to clip it. Spoil it for you. Each week is a cliffhanger. It's insane. They should have finished that off. What do you think of Lone Cybermen design the new shiny Cybermen? I liked I did like it. Do you remember the Matt Smith one where they had like the augmented Cybermen, where they adapted constantly? Well, you know, where they one episode with Matt Smith where they were in that cyber war and they destroyed the entire galaxy to wipe them out. But they were like super Cybermen. They adapted to everything. I wonder what's happened to them. I know we say the Mondosian ones. Every cyber ship rivaling like Star Wars ships. I'd like to have seen the human warships though. Do you know because in the Doctor Who you've got the Galactic Federation, haven't you? And they were fighting Cybermen in Doctor Who canon, weren't they? I think because the Greater Gold. Remember the episode on that space station near the beacon, and he mentions that the Cybermen had lost when it was to humans because they created the glitter gun which fired gold. It killed them. And it's pretty much the same. It's like feedbackish. I don't know what's going on. Right, how's that now? Is that better? Is that better? I think I might right. Even the cyber ship down Star Wars exiting Empress, definitely. So where's the human fleets then? There must have been like rubble, like, you know, devastated human battle cruisers. I'd like to have seen them. Just some guy, I'd really like to continue if the vineyard when Picard looked out of the window. I half expected in pictures stood down and queued up and even with the noise of that crowd. Well, just some guy, apparently it's rumoured he's going to be in the final episode. I think that because there's some pictures that have been circulating the internet with somebody dressed dead with the staff, you know, with the cane he had from Farpoint. So I think he's going to turn up in final episode. Dark Matter's getting some eye concepts. I finally killed it for that dog shit Killjoy. Do you know how Killjoy? I lost interesting Killjoy, funny enough. I don't know why. I've got it on. I've actually got latest season, but I can't. I've got it on in digital format, and I can't bother watching it. Honestly, it's like I've stopped watching Flash now. I just got bored. I don't know why. I wonder how the humans even stood a chance against all the cyber tech who look like 20th century level humans. Oh, that shit were awful, wasn't it? And you see it when you sat inside you, when it were like a flying saucer, when you sat inside it was spinning around. It's not a bit shit, that ship, wasn't it? I mean, you know. But I mean, the human military must have been very because Cybermen like paid a high price for what resurrection is what the doctor. Why do you think Jack knew about the Cyberman? He must have experienced this in time somewhere. There must have been something he experienced in time with this. Because he got called back somewhere else, didn't he? So these events haven't happened yet. But I assume it's history to Jack. But it's a big effect because we've got Gallifrey involved, and the Cyberman did say it I saw the trailer when the Cyberman said in with the face onto Gallifrey. So there's a lot more going on here. Just some guy. It's a bit better, sound a bit cutty out as well, unless it's my broadband. It's coming through alright on my headphones. I've sorted modulation out, so I think it should be alright, but I'll keep messing about. If Q's coming back, we should phone Hodley Q. That is bad. But I'm going to laugh. I am going to laugh. It's just terrible. Samuel Pat Rankins, 9 off, 55, Praxis 7, Can you hear me 6, Nikola Tesla 5, Spyfall 1, Who Ascension, Haunting. Oh God, that's bad, isn't it? And that's the ratings for this. That is Samuel. That is pretty bad, isn't it? Tennant, do you remember when Tennant were doing it? He was just knocking them out, weren't they? Really? I mean, it were big legs. It's funny how you say I don't like it being on. To be honest, I don't like it being on a Sunday. I think moving it from Saturdays, I think that pissed a lot of people off as well. We're looking forward to Orville. Oh God, yeah, definitely Orville. Yeah, we're not getting it till autumn. Looking forward to Orville, but otherwise sci-fi is pretty weak at the moment. Altered Carbon series might be good. I've not seen Altered Carbon. I've been watching Titans, which I was extremely impressed with. I'm just started watching season 6 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've only just started on that this week. And I'm watching Watchmen as well. I am going to sort of start on that. I think with this new Flash, the break around Christmas till early February was too long to it. That's I agree, because they've done this a couple of times, haven't they? They sort of move it back, and they shouldn't do that. They need to be consistent with it, and they're not doing it, are they? Hopefully they will cancel Doctor Work and Chibnall will be fired. Time for another hiatus. Well, I don't want Jodie. Well, it's got. I don't understand what it's extremely hard because when I'm doing podcasts, it doesn't come out like this. It's all rather clear. Hopefully they will cancel Doctor Work and Chibnall will be fired for the first time for another hiatus. They should have sacked him after that last series. Does microphone of his setting lower than 11? Yeah. I've set it down quite low. How's that? Martin's hi Daniel. There is a rumour that there is a war in the Continuum, and that is why the Romulan sun went supernova. Also, the war in the Continuum could release the Parros and Cisco. Well, that's you're wanting a lot there, Daniel. I can't see that happening. But the Q content apparently was Sailor in the games. Star Trek Online. It's Commander Sailor who was behind the whole supernova. It all went wrong. It was some attempt to take over the Empire. Rick and Morty had 4 episodes. Now is pissing off for another 6 months. Unacceptable. Well, this is it. You see, it's like with Discovery. We're not getting Discovery till autumn. Suddenly, Orville, which we should have watched already, is not going to be on till autumn. And you lose consistency with these series, and then you sort of forget and think, well, why should I bother? And they're doing this with Doctor Who all the time. And the irony is, we're paying for it. I know that Jodie, she's staying past series 12. I reckon she's leaving to the special because they've already filmed it. Yeah, well, I've heard she's signed up for next series. I mean, personally, look, I think she is a good actress. I mean, I'm not getting, it's just the storylines. Look at Matt Smith. He had some episodes, and they were absolutely awful, weren't they? The Matt Smith episodes, they were terrible. Oakley, a Warner Continuum was a good idea, Daniel, so it wouldn't have been written by Klutzman. And it's a lot of people don't like Klutzman, isn't there now? There's a lot of hardcore Trekkies have been complaining about they don't like the F-bombs, and especially after Friday's episode when they took Icheb's eyeball out, a lot of people are not a lot of people are happy about this. And the Federation, how it's turned a bit dark because it's an optimistic future. People are, Star Trek, they came from this wonderful future, didn't they? And it's getting me a bit worried. Spank Me sent a shame Doctor who never showed the actual wars in live action. Remember Dave Doctor where they only showed a 30-second clip of the Time Wars. I wanted to see the Time Wars. They should have shown it. It's like Time Wars is a distant memory now, isn't it? When do we get Disco Season 3? Discovery's autumn. I think we're quite a way off with Discovery yet, mate. It's filmed though, they've done it. I want a Captain Pike series. I think he can save for Star Trek franchise. I think with him they can go back to 5-year mission. That's my line. Samuel Parsons, why won't they film a series unless it's not for it's Christmas? They filmed the New Year episode, it's the Daleks or something for next year, but I don't know why they're doing it late, because apparently they've got big plans for next season. I don't know, but they filmed the New Year episode. Just some guy, I think I could crap a better series of Doctor Who. There should be brand the current one, Doctor Who. I've got to admit, I've quite enjoyed this series. It hasn't been Doctor Who perfected. I will say that it hasn't. Yes, Bangley Santa, I like a good space battle. I wish Doctor Who did some. Well, they used to do, didn't they? They don't now. Which, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to have seen the Earth fleet, the human race, the human fleet battle cruisers, see what ships were built, taking on the cyber fleet. Because we have defeated, the human race has defeated the Cybermen in battle in the past, because it's been mentioned on several occasions. I want to see the Omega, yeah. Why can't they bring Omega back? If they brought Omega back, that would be incredible if they brought him back, Omega. That would be absolutely amazing. I mean, he's still alive, isn't he, in the antimatter zone, so, And what happens to Rassilon? Where's he? Oh, maybe that old fella tonight. What if he's Rassilon? What, that your old guy, what if he's Rassilon? Do you remember when he got kicked off Gallifrey? He's atoned himself. He regenerated into like a wiser person. I mean, it's a possibility, isn't it? I like this round the eyeball popping out. My mum didn't like it, but it's very Amazon style. It's dark, and I know a far cry from the glossy days of old days of TNG Voyager. I agree with that. Because I watched the episode with Icheb. I went back in a couple of Voyager episodes, with Icheb, and it's totally different. It's a different thing, isn't it? It is, without bad language and gruesomeness and darkness to it all. This is a totally different thing, isn't it? Yeah, Orville goes like the old Star Trek, and it works, doesn't it? When I watch Orville, it reminds me of Next Gen, and all they've added is sarcasm to it, Exactly. I agree, I think you're right. I thought Disco Season was going to come out in April. I heard it was autumn, but I might be wrong. I want to see it now. The Forbidden Weapons. Well, there's loads of, what about, do you remember, there's the Living Metal, isn't there? From the one with Sylvester McCoy. What happened to that? And the Stellar Converter, which destroyed the Dalek homeworld, apparently. But it got restored. Do you remember the Stellar Converter? with Sylvester, is it Sylvester McCoy? There's all these Gallifreyan weapons. They must have used them all. Originally, I thought Zelly was the Megara or Rassilon or the Valyard. It would have been awesome if Valyard. But what if there's another third party manipulating the Doctor and the Master in the background? And that old dude on that planet tonight, there's more to him than meets the eye. He's not just some gatekeeper. He's like, I think he's been waiting for this to play out. Buckler, you don't see space battles. Doctor an episode and 1 million less viewers. Well, we just might get something next week. Let's hope. I'd like to see Time Wars, honestly. I think we'll see more of Zelen as he voiced the remnants that first spoke of the timeless child. Well, that's what I want to know. The two outstanding things is Doctor Who from the timeless child, and the ascended Cyberman. Where does all this meet? Now we've got the gatekeeper, and I think there's more to him. Maybe the gate could be Captain Jack in disguise. Just some guy, was it the real same actor who played each of Martin? It was only his nose that gave it away. I don't know. His name's Manny Summit, isn't it? Manny Hughes, something, but I don't know. I wondered that. I'm gonna have to look at that episode, because I thought that is at him. Coco, as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy with Series 12. Plenty of surprises, some good idea. Yes, it's not at the levels of Tennant Smith, but it's still Doctor Who. I really like it. Well, I've been open to give it. There's been one or two stinkers, but tonight's episode was superb. And it was really good. People are gonna have different opinions tonight, but I thought tonight's episode was absolutely amazing. It's the best one so far. There's been some very good episodes in this season. There has. I even last week I quite sort of like last week, But the Zelon one with us, I loved that episode. I thought it was great. Could have just kept him as the villain. I'd be quite happy. Dr. Ascension, right, Samuel. Hang on. Spank me. Do you remember the Doctor Who Battles in Time magazine from 2007, 2010? I remember seeing a story about this race that used fire to kill Daleks for fun. Can't remember the name. I vaguely, but there's one thing I do remember reading from. Do you remember Slumdak, the Dalek killer, with his atomic powered chainsaw? I think he was from that series. Do you remember him, Slumdak? I always wanted him to be brought into Doctor Who, Samuel, the old guy must be Omega or Rassilon. I think there's a lot more to it. I think he's the master player behind all this. And I think it just happens to land there's a gateway to Gallifrey. And the master jumps through. And you got the Cybermen in pursuit with this crazy cyber leader that's leading them. And the Cyberium. I think they can't have the human race create the bloody Time Lords. If they do, it will be different. It will be interesting if the human race become the Time Lords. Disc Golf 3 started from July 29. We aren't why we have to a song with Disc Golf season 3. Well, it's filmed, Daniel. It's done. But I heard it's autumn. It's coming out. So, but if it's out in April, I'll be very happy. It wasn't the same actor. Oh, it wasn't, right. I wondered, because I thought, with that line thing he has down his nose, I thought that was him. Just check Jerry Ryan's profile. She turned 52 yesterday. There you go, Mike. Oh yes, God. Yeah. Do you know? I'm going to mention this. Do you know what? I thought when I first started watching Voyager, I was sort of into it. It wasn't brilliant, and then I remember when she pops in that episode. Do you know where the room lights up and she's in that blue suit, and I think everybody's tea and food spat out of the mouth. We're all just like, my God, I was just in love. Jerry Ryan, gosh, perfection. Right. It's Sunday, February 23rd, 2020, and still no disco. I know. We should have seen it last year, shouldn't we, really? Disco, really. Oh, that's it, yes, Spankley selling your Absalom Dak, that's it, yes. I'm sorry, I called him Slom Dak, didn't I? Sorry. Absalom Dak, yes, sorry. I got the graphic novel, I've had it for years. I'm going to have to dig it out. But he went around butchering out Daleks, didn't he? And didn't he get sent, he got sentenced and sent him to that planet was the Dalek one. He went out slaughtering them all. Fantastic episode, do you know what I mean? A graphic novel, right? I'd love to. It teamed up with Doctor. I think it was Sylvester McCoy Doctor, wasn't it? Absalom Dak. I don't know if anybody remembers Absalom Dak, the Dalek Slayer. He was awesome. It was based on him from Ash. Yeah, he was basically based from Ash from what they call it, Evil Dead. He's got a chainsaw, an atomic powered chainsaw, kills Daleks for kills Daleks for dinner, But tonight's episode was good. There's a lot of people, they're going to have different views on it, and I think the BBC have been their own worst enemy. Personally, I think Chibnall should be sacked. I really do, and I think they should get somebody in who's got a connection to Doctor Who, like some fan, like a writer who, maybe a novel writer who writes some of the paperbacks or something, From the, right. Samuel, I really want to see a Dalek episode with a big army since Resolution was so incredible. Yeah. But I'd like to see more about the Dalek homeworld and the culture. The Dalek culture. I'd really like to see a lot more about Dalek culture. It's like what types of Daleks there is and that. I had this thing that there's a Dalek that malfunctions. I know they were rusty, but there's a Dalek that gets a personality. He works in a bar and he serves drinks. Like the goal of this planet is this Dalek. He just fucks off the old Dalek thing and becomes his own entity. He's got a job he works in like an interstellar bar and that, And he has a sense of humour. I think it'd be great if they did that. Martin, they start filming Picard season 2 in the spring. They start filming on April 5th, 2020. Because April is clearest contact day, so they should start filming on April. Well, I hope so, yeah. I think we're going to get a lot of big stars in season 2. I love Picard. I think it's brilliant. I think Picard is better than Discovery. Have you seen the press release pictures of Discovery, Daniel? Where they're all stood there waving Federation flag. If I find them, I'll send you them. There's like a picture of all crew, they're waving a flag, which is sort of interesting. 2020, right. Spank me, we need a new villain of anti-heroes that can rival the Daleks. Yeah. I'd like to see some race taking out Daleks. Just going around, just like you remember, like the Borg when they were being taken out by species 338. I forgot what. Do you remember that species from the fluidic space? They were taking out the Borg. I'd like to see some wiping out Daleks to the point of extermination. Something that they awaken, something that takes them out. What did you think of last week's episode? I really enjoyed last week's episode. Thought it was really good. I managed to catch it on Wednesday before I did podcast, and yeah, I thought it was really good. I think there's been quite a few decent episodes. I didn't like the Tesla episode. I thought it was shit. But I did last week's episode with the Frankenstein lot on the side, but I thought it was really good. But so the time, where can I watch Picard Nolan Centering? Well, you can watch it on Well, Putlocker might be worth looking at. But Star Trek's on Netflix, the whole lot of it. But obviously, if you're looking somewhere to start, I assume Putlocker. I don't know. Do you know, I've been to other sites and to try and watch stuff, and they all seem to be closing down now. I think they're coming down a lot of it now, aren't they? But maybe somebody on here will know. I don't know. Just some guy up in season 2 Picard, they could bring back a decommissioned souped-up Voyager of Tom Paris at the helm and bring back Admiral Janeway. Now, there is some confirmation on one thing. We have a captain of the Enterprise. It's Worf. Because in the novel that got with us, Picard backed Worf to the captain of the Enterprise. He is the captain. He is the current captain of the Enterprise at the moment. Is Worf. That's confirmed. It's in the novel Picard, which came out just before the series. Worf is the captain of the ship. I've actually ordered the book off Amazon, so wait for it. Should be species 8472. Thank you, Kirkland. But Worf is the captain of the Enterprise. Those pictures of Disco on the Wreck for the 32nd century was great. Yeah, I downloaded, I copied them out stuff, and they're great. Them. I really do like them pictures. Species 8472. I wonder. Yeah, I'd like to know more about what about the Dominion as well. Maybe they're behind the same thing. You know, I mean, they're massive manipulators. I mean, Dominion War were only what 18, 19 years ago, and what's the state of the Klingon Empire? Because they were devastated after war, after Dominion War. I can understand. A lot of people have said about the Federation becoming quite dark, closing its borders. But I mean, if you think about it, look what's happened. I mean, there's been several Borg incursions, and there's probably been more we don't know about yet. And then there was the Dominion War, which the Federation wasn't prepared for, and it came more. They started building warships to deal with that threat and the Borg. So I mean, maybe there's been so many incursions. I mean, Dominion War were massive, 5 years right across the galaxy. And the founders, I mean, they infiltrated everywhere, didn't they? And they might still be in there infiltrating stuff. You don't know. Right, Samuel. What is your new series episode ever? What is your favourite new? Deep Space Nine in the Pale Moonlight. That's all McGarrick and Cisco. For me, that's in Deep Space Nine. I think that was just superb. Favourite Star Trek villain, Goldie Cat. I just think he's just amazing. Samuel, pass download some APKs on a streaming box to watch the Picard series. I bought Steven Stick 29 quid from Argos, and I got 6 months Sky TV free. Even though I don't need, because I've got Netflix and Amazon. But I thought, well, yeah, 6 months free. I thought, why not? So it might be a public to Argos. Get a Now TV streaming stick for 29 quid. You get access to Sky TV for 6 months for free. I bought it in January, so I've got about 5 months to go. One up it is it's the card which is canon to this series, as is the comic series that's about what happened to Picard over the years. Worf was captain's been it'll be a good day to watch. I like? Yeah, it found like out of them by loads of Romulan ships, and Enterprise turns up Worf as captain. Klingon music kicks in. You know what I mean? Today is a good day to die. Would be good. Hi Jen, have you seen the episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars? No, not yet, Jen. I will be watching that in about 2 weeks' time. I like to watch. 25 minutes is not enough. I've heard it's fantastic. I've got the whole of Clone Wars. I'm a big fan of it. You know, a massive fan, and I'd like to watch about 2 hours hours, for 4 or 5 episodes in one go. Is it any good, Jen? I've heard a lot of good things about it. When are we going to see Kardashian? When are we going to see, apparently, did Garrick become the leader of did he become the Chancellor of the Kardashians? So what's happened to Mr. Garrick, who is one of my favourite characters in Star Trek? I love Garrick. Jen, Picard series, but don't you like it? I'm a big fan of it. Some stuff. I don't know. Have you seen Doctor Who? I was quite impressed with tonight's episode. So welcome to the stream, Martin. It would be great if Captain War series will captain the. I Captain War think it be so. Worf is one major badass. He really is. So it would be interesting. And it would be great if Captain Worf. Oh yeah, right. So, but it's the whole thing with Captain Worf is I really would like I really would like to see a Captain Pike series. I just think that'd be perfect. Captain Pike. Just doing the 5-year mission. It's going to get you back to the old style Star Trek, because all's just done it so good. Jen, yes, all right. Jen, what did you watch that on? Did you watch that on Disney streaming? Because we don't get that till March. We don't get it till March because I want to see the Scarlet Witch series and the Loki, and I want to see all that. I like Days Time where O'Brien got a radio start early before. Oh God, yeah, with the Romulan thing, it's attacking him. Yeah, I remember that. We're good. I think Brenda from tonight's DW Doctor has a timeline. Something going on. We thought that it might be that mad Cyberman and that all this is inside his head, which would be like a Matrix, but maybe it could be a whole new timeline thing. But I mean, so where does Doctor Who fit into this? And the Timeless Child, because I thought Brent, he was the Timeless Child when they found him in a basket. And then what was all that about at the end when they were electrocuting? When they were electrocuted him at the end, him retired, because in the clock, I think that clock's playing a big part, and then maybe that's a chameleon device with the Time Lord identity in it. I don't know, but that's just me speculating. In my opinion, the Star Trek is the best. Oh yeah, I mean, I grew up on that, Jen. It's absolutely loved it and still do. I still watch it now. Sam, I'm going to leave now. Have a good week. All right, I'll see you next week, Sam. Have a great week. I'm going to go in a minute. Done nearly an hour. So yeah, it's been an interesting one tonight. So have a good week, Sam. I'll see you next week. Kerry, it's going to be a massive time, but there's a massive, what's the word, paradox, anomaly. There's going to be something that's going to hopefully, Kerry, that they can keep this up with if episode the part 2 can surpass part 1 after tonight. It will be absolutely amazing, but I think we're going to get his heads blown apart next week at next episode. I just hope they can keep it up. Star Trek season, Star Trek continues. It's superb. They got it right. So did Star Trek accent now. They got it right as well, didn't they? So I think I'm coming to an end. I've done an hour nearly, so it's been interesting. Sorry about the technical stuff. earlier on, but these things happen. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. There is Solo One podcast up. We've got Predator versus Captain Kirk. I do recommend check it out. Hang on, let's see if we get an agenda. When they cancel Doctor Who in 1 year's time, they bring the Doctor Who again. They will bring it. Oh yeah, definitely, Jen. Definitely. Apparently, Chris Marshall's rumoured. If she does get replaced, it could be Chris Marshall. They've been wanting him. I think he was up for it last time. So I don't really know. I hope Jodie's not the last Doctor for this decade. I think if Doctor Who's going to go out, it's got to go out on a high. It can't just, I don't want to see how it finished in the 80s. I don't want that. Daniels, Star Trek Captain Worf and Enterprise A Captain Worf, 7 of 9 First Officer, Security Chief Odo, Tom Paris Tactical Officer. God, yeah, well, that sounds great, mate. It really does. I love Star Trek. Just some guy. Matt Baker could make it. Yeah, definitely. I wanted Sean Pertwee to play Doctor. I think he offered it, wasn't he, a few years ago? I think Sean Pertwee would make a fantastic Doctor. I really do. Right then. Right, yep. Right, guys, this podcast, there'll be a Picard review on Friday after sometime Friday, Jordan Day. There'll be another podcast up for the week towards Thursday or Friday. That'll be it. So I'll see you all next Friday then for the Picard. And of course, the Doctor Who final. I think I'll do an hour and a half next week, so we'll have a lot to talk about. Let's just hope we can keep it up. Hang on. Jen, sorry, Jen. Yeah, have a good week, Jen. It's nice to hear from you as always. You have a nice week. Take care of yourself. Just some guy. Oh God, Sean Pertwee. Yeah, to follow. Oh, definitely. I think he'd be a great Doctor. Him. He was great as Alfred in Gotham. Yep. See you next week. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. So we've got the big one next week. Yeah, Daniel, drop us a message for a week. We'll have to get together and do that live chat. It's just, like I said, just working out the times, because you're like 8 hours in front or behind in Canada. I don't know. So we must contact me when you're next going on. I am interested. It should be good. Just some guy. All right, mate. I'll try and make the sun short. I like these ones. Well, after next week, we'll be back to talking about science fiction every Sunday, so we'll be free of the Doctor Who thing. We get back to talking about all kinds of science fiction. Yeah, definitely, mate. I look forward to it. I've got a few ideas for the Predator. Animal, so I'll let you know on Wednesday. All right then, bud. Live long and prosper, and I will see you all next week.